Inside every atelier, there is a quiet rhythm, not loud, not rushed, but intentional. The sound of scissors meeting silk, sharp, certain, almost musical. The whisper of chug gliding across fabric, drawing the first lines of a story, the gentle pull of thread, the soft hum of a machine, the way steam rises from a press like a breath of anticipation. This is where creation begins, not with a finished garment, but with a feeling, a spark, a vision that asks to be shaped by hand. Here, time slows down, not because we are resisting the world outside, but because beauty needs space to unfold. Every texture, every curve, every seam is considered, felt, understood. And fashion becomes more than something you put on. It becomes art. This is the heart of Pecado, and today we invite you inside not just to see how things are made, but to feel the magic of how they come to life.
Cheers! Welcome to Sunday Tea. We're going behind the scenes inside the Atelier to talk about the subject of made-to-order fashion. What a great subject, actually one of my favorite ones. Just because what happens here is more than just sewing, more than design, and more than people realize when they see a physical product. It is emotion, it is collaboration, and it is craftsmanship at its purest. So let's not wait much longer and dive straight into what's happening behind the scenes. What type of services do you provide and who accomplishes them? I know you do a lot of the design and the creating yourself, but who else assists you? We do have various services here in Pecado, and one of them is alterations. When a customer decides to purchase an item, we make sure that it is fitted properly, and if not, then obviously alterations take place and we assist making sure that the garment is actually up to par on the specific person. And then we do have a collection of handbags and accessories, leather goods created by our team here at Pecado, and those vary from, as you already probably know, purses, bags, wallets, belts, and basically anything that you can think of. Those are the items that are available to purchase, but also items that serve as samples, as inspirations for made-to-order items as well. So think about customization. You can choose your hardware, you can change the color of your leather, type of leather, size, whatever else that you can all think the of. Options. Yes, those are available for customization to the point that we can even create an idea of your own. So it would be collaboration. Yes, yeah. Collaboration. And then another option that we do offer is made-to-order clothing and special occasion garments. So whether it is mother of the bride, mother of the groom, father of the bride or groom. So those are the three services that we do offer. And I myself do, like you said, I do a portion of work, but I do have a seamstress who is also a craftsman. So she does assist me with creating smaller leather goods, along with assisting me with making some more complex design as well. Her name is Olha, and you probably have seen her. If not, you may see her a little bit later in the show. Oh, fantastic. I feel like we need to explore that, what atelier really means. Atelier is where ideas and hands meet. So I think we should expand upon how it's not just a workshop.
And you want me to expand?
Yes, I love that. I think you're the person for it.
So I look at it as a playground. Playground for creativity, for passion, for collaboration, for emotions, for all of this come together in one. When it comes to creation itself, it is when we get to the state of
creativity, we actually get to the highest level of emotion and satisfaction. So it's the place where it's a sanctuary in a sense for design. That's how it feels to me, like
those oxytocin levels.
Yes.
Going up. I know that you originally started as a designer in the Ukraine, and then you shifted into leather crafts, the goods, when you moved to the US. So
yes.
Can you explain on how that shift happened or what made that shift occur?
Yeah, of course. When I first moved to the US and specifically moved to Petoskey, I ended up having this beautiful opportunity of working with a local designer, and her name is Barbara May. When I first walked into her studio, it was that very first moment when the hint, and it wasn't even the hint is very light, it was a very strong leather smell that just hit my face. It's like the only thing that I can think of is when you wake up and you open a bag of coffee in the morning to
yeah.
make that
we're awake
cup of
now.
Coffee. Yes. And that's how it felt to me. The smell of leather was just it wasn't in front of me, it was inside of me. And as I worked there for a short period of time, that's when I started adventuring more into leather. But it is the texture itself, is the way the leather behaves, the natural marks in it, what actually draws me to it. There's so much depth in it, and there's so much creativity, potential, flexibility, that it's my favorite, probably, I would say, material to work with.
I love hearing that, and honestly, I think about leather, right, and where it comes from. Animals. It's primal. It's animalistic. It's very, connected to the earth and the natural, state. You can't get any more natural than leather. So
correct.
I feel like we need to have a second perspective, and we can shift our questions over to Ola and ask her, Ola, what's your favorite materials to work with?
I've been working with different type of fabrics for a long time, but it is since I started working at Picado that I have learned how to work with leather. Alona has taught me the craftsmanship, and it opened my heart to it. I love making bags. I love working with leather, with different types of leathers, and it is a very different experience for me, which I really enjoy. So between fabrics and leather, I think it is 50-50 for me, and I enjoy both of them, working and wearing. You work with so many textures: silk, wool, suede, full grain leather, exotic skins. Which material challenges you the most, and which one inspires you the most? I really like working with jersey type of material. It fits very nice on the body. The challenge with it is that it is harder to work with, because you need to set up your machine properly. You pick out your needle as well, but it does fit on the body very, very nice. So I do like it. Suiting fabric is also nice, and I like what I do like the most is actually working with any type of fabric that does have a leopard print on it. So that would be my most favorable one. This is chiffon. It does slide everywhere, and very complicated fabric to work with. Ola, if people could see or understand a process of bag making a little bit better, what would you let them know, or what would that be? Handbag making process is very complex process, and it takes a lot of work and preparation. For instance, for example, if you do not have leather that is
perfectly straight, you do need to use an iron, special iron, or regular iron to straighten the leather before you can use it for cutting pieces for the bag. You can also have to make sure that there are no blemishes on the leather, and also to double check for any natural markings, because a lot of times people do not like it, and we do need to avoid it.
Do you have a favorite piece you've created here at Picado, or one that stayed with you emotionally after it left the Atelier?
It is actually the belts that I have made that are my favorite, and I'm happy to show it to you. Follow me. So these belts I made, and I really like them because of the leather, but also, as Alona talked, we did very nice finishes on the belt. And when I say we, I did them. Before we move on, guys, what I would like to do is take a moment and actually show a little detail that a lot of people don't take into consideration when choosing an accessory piece. That's an item that also, or detail that also separates a quality item, very well crafted, from mass-produced one. So if we look at a handbag, if we look at a belt, right, there are edges that have been coated, that have been polished and coated. That what separates the quality item from, as I said, mass-produced. What I like to do right now is to actually take a moment and show you what goes into the process of edge coating. To see the difference between the edge coating and the final results, let's take a look at two different belts that we have prepared for you to view, and this way you'll be able to see the difference. Over here we have finished belt that shows a perfect line of polished edging. This one right here, between these two, you'll be able to see that there are still some grain shows in the belt. And that means that it still needs to be polished. It needs to be painted a couple more times. So for polishing, it does take a couple of times to go through the process in order for us to see the final look. Usually we start with taking some sandpaper. The grade of the sandpaper does matter. Obviously, the thicker it is, or the grainier it is, the more it's gonna take off. So usually it's good to take it on the, or use the higher grade on the, at the first layers of edge coating being applied. So when we use the sandpaper, as you know, it does take off some paint. Let's take a look. You are able to see how it's becoming smoother and polished. What you want to do afterwards, you want to use the knife, the hot knife, in order for it to, if there was any leftovers, it will smooth it out and it will become even more even. The edge coating itself, of course, I'm referring to. So let's take a look. It becomes, you can see that there is a little bit of sheen that is popping through, and you can see a little bit more polished, more refined edge. So right now, what we'll do, once we did that, we're gonna take an edge coating and apply to the item itself. It is water-based, so good news, if it does get onto your clothing, occasionally it's very easy to be removed. Unless it's natural material, then we've learned that it doesn't. I do like to apply the edge coating using just even a simple stick of hard paper. This way it applies evenly because I use it on an angle.
and I'm able to control how much paint actually goes onto the edge itself. I'm able to twist the item and twist also the stick that I'm using in different ways in order to spread it evenly. It will take, probably depending on the temperatures inside of the building, it will take anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes for it to dry, so we can take a break and return to it in a moment. Okay, 15 minutes passed and now we have our results. So let's take a look. We have our first timer, second, and third. So 3 layers of edge coating going through the process, and we see the difference between all 3. Do you see the difference in this one? How smooth it is compared to the second layer where it still shows all of the bumps. And of course the first one shows everything in it. So when it comes to craftsmanship, it's not loud, it's quiet, it is hidden in the details. Whether it is a leather bag, a gown, but it is the finishes that actually makes the item. It's a tiny detail, but the difference is whether the item lasts a season or it actually lasts a lifetime. It's crazy to think, but as a customer, you would have not probably think about this little details, but once you notice it, you can't unnotice.
I always hear words of admiration and inspiration about the work that you do, and especially when people see you in motion in the Atelier, where the start of the project starts, right? When they actually get to see it in the beginning process. At this, at that moment, I feel that most people don't really understand why have something made to order. And I want to know, like, a lot of people ask, why wait for something that takes weeks that you have to wait for as a made to order, rather than you can just walk into the store and buy it right off the shelf?
That's a good question, and I've heard that number of times myself, or versions of the question, because we live in the society that is that enjoys fast everything, right? From fast shipping to fast fashion to fast food, and of course fast answers and even faster results.
A lot of fast.
Yes, but the truth is when we do everything fast, when we dive into the fast zone, we lose connection what truly means the most, that meaninglessness and then also the depth, and our desires are left to be desired.
Made to order brings that meaning back. It's not about having something to wear, it's about having something to wear that reflects you. It's about producing glass, it's about producing with purpose. At Picado, we don't create just 20 dresses hoping that somebody will like one. It's about creating the dress because somebody shared their story with us. There is no waste, no overstock, no lost racks full of clothing. Every piece has its purpose and has destination before it even exists. Made to order is sustainable not because it's trendy, but because it respects craft, the materials, and the person who will be wearing the item. And the most beautiful thing, it is the collaboration. This is the power of collaboration. This is the heart of Atelier. Not just creating clothing, but creating moments and helping people stepping into their most magnificent ones with intention, beauty, and ease. And that's where the true magic of made to order begins, in the space where collaboration turns into creation. One of my favorite examples is our client Colleen, who came to us for a custom Mother of the Bride dress. She didn't want a dress, she wanted a feeling, an elegance that reflected the meaning of the day. We started with a consultation, a conversation about who Colleen is and how she wanted to feel. We talked about her daughter, the venue, the colors. We explored fabrics, textures, silhouettes, shaping the design around her personality, not just her measurements. And during her final fitting, there was a moment. She looked in the mirror, took a breath, and you could see it. The shift, the recognition, the quiet confidence that only comes from wearing something that was made with you and for you.
Wow, I love those behind the scenes. It's a nice insight to what actually really happens behind the scenes on made to order fashion. I hope you all enjoyed it.
I actually love them too, by the way. No, I hope that you also guys enjoyed it. There's definitely a lot going on, and occasionally you do get to catch a glimpse of behind the scenes when we film and we post on our social media. But obviously today you ended up seeing a little bit more. So glad that you are watching and hope you enjoyed it.
Like, follow, comment. We'd love to see you next time at Sunday Tea
With Alona
and Aleece.
Cheers.